Jenny, I'm so sorry, but I'm too busy laughing at how Nicole Scherzinger described your face hole. But that was maybe more eloquent way of doing it. But I say, right. What a voice. What a voice. What a hard, difficult, tough song. And you hit the notes perfectly, except the judges didn't think so.
No, it was something. It was a risk to do such a big song, an iconic song, and one that anyone who's ever tried it on karaoke appreciates. It's very difficult to do, but it was very much go big or go home. This is my one opportunity, and as it turned out, it wasn't quite the right time for me, and they made a decision that I didn't make the cut.
But I think that's why everyone was so surprised, because it was a show-stopping moment, you know, when you opened your face hole, as Nicole says, elegantly put it. But, you know, you saw Simon's head whip round. People at home were like, wow. Have you always had that voice? You've always known you had that voice and you've just decided now to let it out?
I've always enjoyed singing, and I've always tried to get some singing in my hobbies. So I used to do Amdram, Gilbert and Sullivan and choir and things like that. But I never thought I had that kind of voice. I've always learned to sing quite classically, so very much sort of Julie Andrews from the back of the throat and out, and diction and things. Whereas pop singing has been a whole new skill set to learn. You have to learn completely differently where to place the sounds and how to get them out there. And I didn't know I had that bottom end to my range at all.
Well, everyone was amazed, and you got such an amazing reception. People were on their feet. So how surprised were you? Or, you know, how confident were you when you went in to find out the judgment, and how surprised were you when it turned out they said no?
I knew that I couldn't have done any more with my performance as a non-professionally trained singer and someone who's never done anything quite of that magnitude before. I knew that I'd given it everything, and I'd put everything into that performance. On that day, I could not have done any better. But I'm also a pragmatist, and I realise it's the X Factor, and those judges are looking for something in particular. It's the X Factor because it's a mystery and only they can put their finger on it. So if they didn't think that I was the right person to take forwards, if they didn't see that thing in me, I'd kind of thought this was a possibility.
Well, then there was mutiny. There was all sorts of discussions went on, and the big boss got involved in terms of Simon Cowell. Tell us what happened next.
So I had the auditions. I'd been told I wasn't going through, came home, you know, cried a little bit, ate quite a lot of ice cream. And, which I shouldn't really do because it's not very good for the throat dairy. And then I got a phone call after what felt like the longest time. It was quite a wait, and I got a call from Simon inviting me to come back and join in.
Did he actually say, we made a mistake? They made a mistake?
Not quite, but it was inferred. I inferred it from what he said.
Well, there was a hashtag, wasn't there? I mean, Twitter exploded. People were outraged, and there was a hashtag Justice for Jenny. Do you think this swayed his decision?
I was not expecting that level of support from the public. I mean, after my first audition last week, the flood of comments that I got on social media it was overwhelming. I spent most of the week, I would spend half an hour looking at comments, and then I'd be crying too much, and so it was so uplifting and so wonderful. So I have to say thank you to everybody who took the time to write in and make their feelings known, because even if I wasn't through to the live shows and they didn't change their mind and put me through, that wave of affection and admiration that I got has got to be enough to lift anybody's mood.
Well, Petra says, you were amazing. I'm so glad they recognised that. Your voice is beautiful. John says, so glad they changed your minds. Your voice is incredible. Go smash it, girl. Dee, so happy for you. I knew they made a big mistake. I think the majority of the British public did so too. Ali said, you smashed it. You deserve your place in the live finals. Go and prove us all right and go on and win. Big pressure now.
So what are you going to do? So the live start next Saturday. Yes. And so can you tell us anything about what that will be like, what you can sing? Do they choose? Do you choose?
The song selection and the staging and everything, it's very much collaborative. So Simon's made a point of speaking to us all and saying, you are very much a part of the direction that you're taking. You're the recording artist. We're not going to force you to do, you know, X or Y when actually you want A or B.
Is there a theme?
The first week is pretty much everyone's just going to set their stall out and do something that shows them off and shows what they are intending to do if they get through.
Well,
to,
you had
shows their
taken
potential.
over Saturday Night TV. I mean, there was Celebrity X Factor, and before that there was Celebrity Chase as well. And, you know, this woman is the Vixen on the chase, and this is why she does what she does, because there she was, a former Shadow Home Secretary, and Anne Widdecombe is up there. She's asked the most simple, obvious question that you could imagine, and the woman hasn't a clue, and all I can say is, good job Jenny was there. Have a look.
Who was voted the UK's top breakfast TV presenter of all time
Haven't a clue.
in 2017?
Haven't a clue.
A. Johnny Vaughan, B. Eamonn Holmes, C. Piers Morgan. You've put... Controversial, that. You've put Piers Morgan.
Obviously, it's Eamonn Holmes.
Correct answer is to go through with £6 grand. It is Eamonn, yeah. The brilliant Eamonn Holmes, staying where you are. Chase has put. Yeah, closes the gap, gets it right, moves the winning through.
That's why you are a chaser.
That's one of the most obvious questions I've ever heard on the chase. Honestly, I didn't need the options for it.
Well, I think the gasps from the audience spoke volumes. Yeah, and then too late, Miss Widdecombe. Obviously, it was Eamonn Holmes. Obviously, only worked with the woman in January, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
And she goes, hadn't a clue. She was having a clue.
Eamonn who?
Anyway, so that was you on the chase as the Vixen, and Celebrity X Factor. You're there. You're through to the live finals. Well done.
Yeah, well done.
you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
8:20
Not my vote.
ITV. Do not miss it. Thanks, Jenny.